Boys and girls, welcome to the Mobile Gaming Recap. So let's go ahead and talk about Final Blade, the only major release that we had last week, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So Final Blade is a hero collector through and through. It doesn't really do anything fantastically different than the competition, but what it does different, I do think, is enough to set itself apart and make it worth your time. So at its core, it has story mode, it has PvP, it has endless tower modes, guild battles, guild raids, daily resource grinds, everything that you come to expect from a hero collector. But like I mentioned, the game does have a little bit more going for it outside of your typical hero collector formula. So number one, the PvP has a 3v3 1v1 mode. I've never seen anything like it, and it looks amazing. So that's one thing. The Eastern Flare, I think, is something that's very unique when it comes to higher tier hero collectors. Like, there is a ton of really trashy hero collectors that have the Eastern aesthetic, but there's not really a lot of good ones. Now you finally got one in Final Blade. Also, in addition to that, Final Blade has really good streamlining features. So, and I say this a lot when it comes to other hero collectors, the more features that you cram into your game that you want players to complete every single day, the more your game starts to feel like a chore. So it's a very fine line that you have to walk, and Final Blade kind of skirts that line by adding a bunch of streamlining and a bunch of quality of life features. So you got sweep tickets, you have auto repeat, you have auto continue, which will basically go stage by stage by stage until your team dies. So tons of things to kind of make your experience in Final Blade not as chory feeling as other titles. So I absolutely give this game my stamp of approval. Give it a try. Final Blade, ladies and gentlemen. So that will do it for last week's releases. Moving on to this week, Axe, the brand new Nexon open world PvP MMO will be released. By the time you're watching this video, there should be about 3 more days before global launch, so definitely stay tuned for that one. This game's whole claim to fame is open world PvP, which you don't really see a lot in mobile MMOs that I've ever seen. So basically the way the game is set up is that all of the zones basically have a red side and a blue side. You pick your faction when you create your character, and all of the zones kind of force all of the players to eventually meet each other on the battlefield. And the only way that you can flag off for PvP is after you've been killed so many times by the same player. Then finally the game gives you like a little pity buff, but you can't avoid it. When you go out into the world, when you go out to quests, when you go out to kill bosses, world bosses, all of the things that you expect from a mobile MMO, you have to contend with other players in real time. So looking forward to seeing how this one works out on paper, especially once a bunch of players are live and running around, because you know how people are. So Axe is the only major release I know about for this week, but moving just slightly ahead to March 7th, Brown Dust has been officially announced for global release. Now, I haven't played this game personally myself, but it does look quite interesting, and there does seem to be a good degree of hype surrounding this title. So as you guys know, I'll be there day one with my first impressions. If you do want to pre-register for Brown Dust, head on over to the Facebook page, and I do believe that it's available to pre-register on the Play Store as well. But this is some little FG advice for you. Pre-register in all locations that you possibly can, because sometimes these games just mess up and they don't give you a full pre-registration credit depending on where you pre-register. So just pre-register in all of the places. You're welcome. So for this next title, I have absolutely no facts to back this up whatsoever. All I have is my very narrow viewpoint as a gamer over the years. So based on my personal anecdotal evidence alone, I have to say Warhammer as a universe, Warhammer as an IP, it just has to be the least expensive, the cheapest IP that you can license out in existence. Because 99% of the time, when you see a Warhammer licensed game, it's trash. It's just pure trash. Like, every now and then they have a couple of good ones with Vermintide and that Total War style Warhammer game every now and then. But most of the time when you see the Warhammer IP attached to the game, you already know it's gonna be a garbage title. So here we have a brand new Warhammer title, and it looks to be like a city builder, exactly like that Final Fantasy city builder, where it's basically just a copy and paste, but they added a little bit of Warhammer flair to it. So even me, I don't even really hate city builders as a genre, and even I'm looking at this game kind of sideways. So It's coming out. If you guys are interested, I don't think you should have your hopes very high at all though. All right, so let's talk about some good games, shall we? Stardew Valley is finally gonna make its appearance on Android. Now, the title has been on iOS for quite a while now, but finally you can pre-register for this title for Android. When the game comes out, it should be right around $8, and this is not a stripped down version at all. It doesn't have a bunch of in-app purchases. You pay $8 and you get the full Stardew Valley experience. So I don't have a final release date on this title, but as soon as I do, I'll let you guys know here on the Mobile Gamer Recap. And the last bit of upcoming game news is Apex Legends Mobile. Now, let's start off based on what we know so far. Basically nothing. So the only thing that we really know is that EA has not officially confirmed that they are working on Apex Legends Mobile. However, they did say that they are looking into it. And at that point, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. EA 100% confirmation in FG's eyes, with no facts to back this up whatsoever. They will make an Apex Legends Mobile because right now EA feels like they have their own version of Fortnite right now. Like they are going to be full speed ahead, milking this as much as they possibly can. And the number way to drive this franchise to the moon, ladies and gentlemen, is to put it on mobile, especially in Asian markets. So this is a done deal. Like especially considering how popular and how successful PUBG Mobile is, how popular Fortnite Mobile is, there is no way that they're going to walk away from the mobile platform. A lot of people don't realize at a macro level, when you look at the population at large, most people have a more powerful device in their pocket than they do sitting at home at their desk. Right? A lot of people don't realize that people do not upgrade their PCs every year. Even gamers have stopped for the most part when it comes to upgrading their PC every single year. That's a dead practice. But when it comes to phones, people are still upgrading their phones every year, every 2 years, especially when there's damage and they drop it and they crack their screens and all that type of things. When it comes to the drive for money, rest assured EA will be there. So let this be an unofficial confirmation from somebody that means absolutely nothing. His name is FG3000. There will be an Apex Legends Mobile, just a matter of time, probably this year. Think about how fast NetEase can bring out a clone of like any game on the planet. There will be an Apex Legends Mobile this year. Now it's time for the final part of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the quick hits. So, Shin Megami Tensei Liberation DX2, the Bayonetta collaboration that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, is here. So if you want to get into that one, that event will end on the 27th. So you do have a good amount of time to get in there and get your own Bayonetta. And the game that shan't be named has added quite a few updates recently. They've added War Machine, Mantis, Carnage is now in the game, and looking slightly ahead to go along with the release of the Captain Marvel movie, which will launch in theaters, I think, in the first week of March. They've also have previewed Captain Marvel, as well as Minerva, who is a cosmic healer. So, in addition to all of those brand new characters, Alliance Wars will finally make its appearance very soon over there in the game that shan't be named. So, Grand Summoners is running a collaboration with That Time I Reincarnated as a Slime. This is a fun little title. So if you like gameplay in the same vein as Final Fantasy Brave Exvius or Brave Frontier, Grand Summoners is in that same exact ballpark. This game also has had collaborations with Kill la Kill, One Punch Man. The game is very active. I used to play it on this channel. I just kind of lost the time for it. But if you're looking for a game with that type of gameplay, Grand Summoners is definitely one you want to give a try. So over in the world of Marvel Contest of Champions, they recently have released Mr. Sinister, but what I thought was even more interesting is that there now exists a Dave & Buster's arcade machine for Marvel Contest of Champions. So run out to your local Dave & Buster's and play Marvel Contest of Champions in front of all your friends. Enjoy. So one last bit of Marvel news. Marvel Future Fight has a live stream scheduled for the 19th where they are going to discuss the details of their Captain Marvel update. So when it comes to playing Marvel games, the very best time to play a Marvel game is during the time where a major movie release is coming out. So I don't know what's in store for the game, but for all you Marvel Future Fight fans or people who have left the game, you might want to keep your ear out to see what's going to be happening on the 19th. And coming on February 21st, the first major update of Langrisser. Along with this update comes brand new characters, guild battles, as well as streamlining the daily resource grind to make them feel a little less chore feeling for players. Very much appreciated for me. Now over there in the wonderful world of waifus, Destiny Child has Ragnarok Season 1 underway. Now this event is a raid style event that's a little bit better suited to veteran level players. However, if you're brand new and you want to start the game, I still say jump in. There is no better time to start than today. Now in this event, even if you casually defeat raids over the course of this event, you should be able to unlock yourself a free 5-star maid waifu named Morgan. Did I mention that this raid is all about maid waifus? I should have mentioned that. I just did. Maid waifus, Destiny Child, jump on in. Lola Bunny has been added to Looney Tunes World of Mayhem, but she is not the Space Jam version. Along with Lola Bunny comes a special campaign and event to help you get her unlocked. And last but not least, over in the world of Disney Heroes Battle Mode, Gaston. No one quite like Gaston has been added to Disney Heroes Battle Mode in the Diamond Crate. So that will do it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, my name is FG3000. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Instagram.